Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And yeah, it is our second mock draft reaction of the cycle, I guess. We're gonna do another CBS one. Is it because CBS is bad at mock drafts? Maybe. I mean, I definitely lean more. They're like really entertaining. I mean, the last one we looked at was horrendous. So let's see if they bounce back a little bit. This one's by Josh Edwards. I'm like 98% sure that's a different guy from last time. And first, the title. Seahawks start over with the first-year coach and a rookie QB. Jets get a steal to round out the top 10. Okay, so by the title and the little picture, thumbnail if you may, looks like the Seahawks are getting J.J. McCarthy. Okay, I mean, let's see it. Let's see if CBS has bounced back from their horrendous NFL mock drafts. At 1, shouting at this podcast again. At 1, Caleb Williams to the Bears. So I'm not exactly sure if they're doing trades in this mock draft, but at this point, after the news that's come out that the Bears are looking to hire Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator that USC had last year, it's looking that Caleb Williams will replace Justin Fields as the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. I wish they gave Fields more time. Honestly, I wish they would have traded this pick or somehow tried to end up getting Marvin Harrison Jr., whether that was drafting him at 1 or looking to trade him. At this point, I think Caleb Williams is going to be the first overall pick to the Bears or to the Giants, whoever trades it. I mean, I think the Bears are making the right idea here, though. If they do end up getting Cliff Kingsbury, you might as well get his quarterback. I'll give this one an A, though, just because I feel like just give Justin Fields more time. But it's not bad at all. At 2, we have the Washington Commanders taking Drake May. I'll give this one an A+. I didn't know Drake May was a sophomore. It's kind of surprising. I'm going to guess he's a redshirt. But Drake May, give it an A+. It's exactly what I had in my mock draft. I think the Commanders do need to look for quarterback. A bad look wouldn't be Olufashanu or Joe Alt, though. I know that's pretty high at 2. But, I mean, are we saying that Drake May is going to do better than what Sam Howell did last year, which was basically Sam Howell's rookie season? I'm not sure. Drake May's younger. He hasn't been in the system as long. But again, I'll give it an A+. It's what I predicted. I think this is the right pick for the Commanders. At 3, we have Jaden Daniels to the Patriots. I'll give this one another A+. So A's all across the board for the top 3. I mean, I think it's the perfect pick for them. Getting a new head coach in Gerard Mayo. He used to play for the Patriots and was their linebackers coach. Seeing someone getting promoted from linebackers coach to head coach, not something you see every day, so that's pretty cool for Gerard Mayo. But he's going to get himself a new quarterback. He's got usually when you're a new head coach, you're looking for your guy. I think Jaden Daniels can be his guy. Such a versatile player at the quarterback position, can really do it all. His biggest weakness, I'd say, is his vision in the middle of the field. Obviously, his legs are amazing. He has good arm talent. Overall, his vision was okay, but I say the weakness he has is his midfield vision. Jan Daniels at 3 is the right pick, though. At 4, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. With the way the top 3 went, I'm not saying this is... I mean, obviously, this is the correct pick. Top 3 being, obviously, Williams, May, and Daniels. If those are the top 3, the Commanders shouldn't even take a minute to make their selection. They'll probably, do their thing where they have 10 minutes to make a selection. They take 8.5 minutes like every team does, the most annoyingest thing here. But when you get the number 1 prospect in the draft class, you got to take him. Perfect fit, Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cardinals. Without having to say it, this is obviously an A+. At 5, now this is where things usually get shaken up a little bit, where we see the most changes, I guess. I mean, usually this top 4 is set in stone. So 5, we'll see what happens. I believe this is the Chargers pick. They go Brock Bowers. I think I had them going Olufashanu in my last mock draft. I think I might give them Brock Bowers in my next one. I'm not sure if I'm going to make that after the divisional round playoffs or after the Super Bowl. I mean, the mock drafts are the ones that get the most views, so maybe I'll make more than I'll do one before the Super Bowl. But Brock Bowers at 5, I'll give this one an A. They need receiving help right now. Like I said in my mock draft, yes, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Josh Palmer are all good, but their contracts are expiring soon. And when you really don't have a set guy at tight end, I mean, you have Gerald Everett, go get a generational tight end right there, and Brock Bowers. This is a great pick. Honestly, another A+ for me, which is crazy. 4 A pluses in the first 5 picks. At 6, the Giants. Is this going to be Malik Neighbors? Yes, it is. I think I'll give this one an A minus. The way this draft has gone, where the Bears confidently go ahead and pick Caleb Williams at 1, I'd like to see them try to trade up to 2. We have seen no offensive linemen yet, so if the Commanders would be able to get the 6th overall pick, possibly more, definitely more. We'll see if it's players, picks. They'll be able to get probably most likely Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt, and then able to get more capital or players. That's what I'd like for the Giants. But 6, Malik Neighbors, I'll give it an A minus. At 7, Joe Alt. Did I have this predicted exactly, or did I give them Brock Bowers? I think I'll give this one an A plus. It's another one that I'm looking to get in my next mock draft. Joe Alt to the Titans just seems like the perfect fit. Him and Skoronski, opposite sides of the ball. Not of the ball, but of the offensive line. Could definitely be a duo going forward that could be very strong for this Titans team. Building for, obviously, their new franchise quarterback, Will Levis, and possibly a new running back, most likely. So, A plus for Joe Alt. At 8, we have Dallas Turner. Not exactly who I gave the Falcons at 8. It might have been Dallas Turner. I think I'll give this one an A. The edge is the number 1 position for me. I'm just not 100% sure who my number 1 edge is yet, because it could definitely be Dallas Turner. It could be Leatu Latu. It could be Jared Verse. Chop Robinson, probably not. It's definitely Turner, Latu, or Verse. My top 3 guys. I think out of all those guys, the highest potential might be Jared Verse. Some people might say Leatu Latu, but in my opinion, it's Jared Verse. He was projected so high to begin this season. Fell down the draft boards a little bit, but overall, I think he's still arguably the best edge in this class. So I'll give it an A for the Falcons for getting Dallas Turner. It's a good pick. It's a great pick, actually. At 9, this one should also be the Bears. We have them taking Leatu Latu. So, getting Caleb Williams at 1, then going ahead and getting Leatu Latu at 9. I'll give this one a B plus. In my opinion, for their second pick, if they opt to not go quarterback with the first one, right now it should be, or if they do end up getting it, doesn't matter. I think that wide receiver should be their number 1 priority for their second pick, whether or not they take, obviously if you take Marvin Harrison at 1, that won't be the case, but assuming they do take Caleb Williams, I'd like to see them take a wide receiver. So I'll give this one a B plus. I think overall, I'd probably want Rome Odunze here at 9. So B plus, obviously Latu, arguably best edge in this class. At 10, who do we have at 10 again? This is the Jets. They get Olu Fashanu. So this is the farthest I've probably seen Olu Fashanu ever drop in a mock draft. But I think right now, it kind of makes sense the way this mock draft went. I don't think the Bears take a tackle at 9. The Falcons possibly could, but I think that Turner is the right get. At this point, at 7 for the Titans, it's preference, and I think Joe Alt fits better for what they have with Peter Skoronski on the other side. 6 Giants could take one, but Neighbors is definitely the right pick. Same thing with the Chargers, but I think getting a versatile guy like Brock Bowers is the way to go. So Olu Fashanu at 10, without need being said, it's an A plus pick. It's this guy's third. It's his 3rd best player in the draft, so getting him in at 10 is amazing. Great draft so far for the Jets, even with just getting Olu Fashanu at 10. At 11, is this one going to be the Vikings? It is. They're going to go ahead and take Jared Verse. Okay. They need edge. I think that either that or defensive back would be the first thing that they should pick at 11. I think it definitely should be defensive player, though. Jared Verse, right now, with Latu and Dallas Turner off the board, it's the right pick. And I see the next guy is Terrion Arnold. I'm also not mad at that. So I guess I should just talk about them both at the same time. 11, I like it for the Vikings. I think I'll give this one an A minus. And for the Broncos, each season has his 33rd prospect rank. I don't think Terrion Arnold goes this high. I guess, what did I have him in mind? 13 or 18 or something like that. So I think I had him 18 in mind. So Terrion Arnold, I gave Verse an A minus. I think I'll give this one a B minus. I just think that the number one thing the Broncos should be looking for right now is a run stopper, and I think Johnny Newton is the best one in the class. It's not a bad get, though. Terran Arnold is arguably the best corner in this draft class. At 13, the Raiders do get J.C. Latham. So, looks like they're sticking with Aiden O'Connell and possibly their new coach, Antonio Pierce, or at least interim. I think they'll end up signing him for the whole time, though. So, offensive line, okay. I think that overall their offensive line was pretty good this season. I mean, even in this one, their offensive line exceeded expectations. Latham gives them stability, but I think defense is what they need to address here. I'd like to see them take Nate Wiggins here at 13, but Latham's not a bad pick. I'll give Latham a B+. At 14, we have the Saints. They take Byron Murphy. I mean, I was looking forward for this one, Saints fan. And he has them take the second best tackle in this draft class. Or defensive tackle, at least. So, in my opinion, Johnny Newton should be the first defensive tackle taken off the board. And I think he should be the Saints pick at 14 if this is the way it goes, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah, I just would rather Johnny Newton. Just because of that, I'm probably going to give this one a C+. Byron Murphy is probably going to move up into my first round in my next mock draft, though. It's just, yeah, teams need run stoppers. They need defensive linemen, and Byron Murphy had an amazing season at Texas. So I'll give this one a C+, because I just think Johnny Newton would be the better pick. At 15, we have the Colts. This is the Nate Wiggins pick. Yeah, I like it. Nate Wiggins is my first corner right now. I'd give this one an A. The Colts need cornerbacks. It's one of their biggest position need. Last season, it was really just younger players. Juju Brents. Who else was that corner for them? I guess that was the first guy that came to mind. But Nate Wiggins, my number one corner. He's 6'4", crazy long arms. He'd be a great addition to this Colts secondary. I'll give this one an A. At 16, who do we have? Oh, it's the title. It's Seahawks taking J.J. McCarthy. I think if there was a team to pick quarterback in this class, it would either be the Seahawks. I'm talking about obviously after the first three picks being Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Caleb Williams. I think after that, I don't really see the Vikings taking quarterback anymore. Also, I guess the Falcons as well. But I think they're going to look for more of a veteran quarterback, especially with getting Bill Belichick, possibly. That's going to be huge. So right now, the way things are shaping up, the Seahawks are looking like probably the first team to take the fourth quarterback off the board. It being J.J. McCarthy, okay, I have Michael Penix over J.J. McCarthy in my personal prospect rankings. But I'll give this one a B-. I think right now, I think you should just wait another year or take with Geno Smith or take Michael Penix here at 16. I'll give it a B- though. At 17, Rome Odunze for the Jaguars, exactly what I've had going in my last mock draft. I'll give it an A+. Number one priority for the Jags is probably not receiver, but who knows? Calvin Ridley could be gone, and when that happens, go get you a wide receiver 1 type, or at least a wide receiver prototype in Rome Odunze. A+ right there. 18th overall pick, Amarius Mims to the Bengals. I think the Bengals should pick one of three positions in this year's draft, at least for the first round. Tackle, corner, receiver. Receiver, just because some of their top guys, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, contracts are going to expire soon. So they need more depth there. Corner, they're just not good there. And then tackles, Jonah Williams, most likely going to be out. So, probably get someone who's going to start right away. Amarius Mims is a good pick. I'll give this one an A-. I'll say A- right now. But tackle, I think right now is probably the right pick. It might be what I want to look for in my next mock draft as well. At 19, the Rams take Talieisi Fuega. He's shot up draft boards a lot. From what I've seen, Talieisi Fuega, very versatile offensive lineman. While it's probably not too likely he could end up sliding into guard, but 19, I feel like somewhere between, I guess, where the Bengals are right here at 18, possibly even the Jaguars at 17. I think somewhere between 17 and the end of the first round is where I can see Fuega going. So he has a kind of wide draft range, but Fuega's a great player. It's a good pick at 19. I'll give this one a B+. At 20, we have Kool-Aid McKinstry to the Steelers. Yeah, he's dropped down a little bit. This guy has him as his first corner in the class. So having him at 20 is probably surprising to even him. He started off the year projected basically in every mock draft a top 10 pick. But with somewhat inconsistent play going throughout the season and Terry Arnold's overtaking him, at least in my opinion, as a better prospect, he's probably going to end up dropping into the late teens, early 20s for Kool-Aid McKinstry. I'll give this one an A- though. Him and Joey Porter Jr., amazing young cornerback duo. At 21, we have Chop Robinson to the Dolphins. Gonna be honest, I know the Dolphins have had a lot of, especially in the edge position, a lot of injuries to their defense as well. But Jalen Phillips injured. They've had to bring in a lot of veterans. So Chop Robinson right now, I guess it makes sense. I personally would lean tackle though. There's definitely a lot of tackles, good tackles left on the board. Assuming we'll probably might even see one next, but I'll give this one a B-. Next up, Kingsley Suamataia, one of the tackles I could have been talking about. Personally, I don't really see him as a first-round pick though. So right away I'm going to give this one a C. Better tackles left on the board. Patrick Paul, Graham Barton, definitely more of a guard right now. Troy Fautanu, same thing with him. But there's better offensive linemen to take. Kingsley Suamataia, not the best one. I'll give this one a C for the Eagles. Next up, Johnny Newton, falling to 23. This is probably one of the farthest I've ever seen him fall. Texans do need running defense, so this would basically be a perfect scenario for them if they were able to snag him at 23. In my opinion, this is just a perfect pick for them. I'll give this one an A+ just because how far Johnny Newton has fallen, and they were just able to snag him. Great pick for the Texans here at 23. Maybe a little biased, but who knows? Not for me, obviously, though. For this guy making the mock draft, like Johnny Newton falling all the way to 23. Okay. Troy Fautanu, talked about him earlier. Prospect rank being 39 is definitely something interesting. I'd definitely have him somewhere in the 20s. Fautanu, I've seen him mocked at top 14 before. And I've seen him mocked, obviously, in this one in the 20s. He's another guy with a wide draft range. And this is a great pick from the Cowboys. I'll give this one an A. They need offensive linemen. Again, possibly would probably look more tackle. I mean, as you see, left tackle Tyron Smith is scheduled to hit free agency. Maybe look at the left tackle instead of guard and Troy Fautanu. But I'll give this one an A just because of how great a value it is at 24. At 25, Jordan Morgan, another guy I would definitely take over Kingsley Suamataia. So, for me, just as who I think the Packers should pick, I think I'd lean defensive back still. Jordan Morgan's a great player. I mean, I've just noticed now that Cooper DeJean hasn't been taken off the board. One of the corners that most times are projected top 20. So, the Packers not taking him here, I don't know. I'll give this one a B just because Cooper DeJean, I think, is the better pick. At 26, Brian Thomas Jr. Just like I said with the Packers, I mean, Cooper DeJean's still on the board unless I missed him. Have not seen Cooper DeJean go yet. So still on the board for Cooper DeJean. And the Bucks decide to take Brian Thomas. So it's not a bad pick because Brian Thomas is a great player. So I'll give this one a B. Just I think Cooper DeJean is the better pick there at 26. At 27, Braylon Trice to the Cardinals. I've been wanting to get him in my first round for so long, just haven't found the spot. For me, or for my edges, it's really just been Dallas Turner, Latu, Jared Verse, Chop Robinson. Then at most times I haven't really been able to get in a fourth guy or a fifth guy in my first round. Braylon Trice is that guy. I'm just waiting to find the opportunity to get him in there. Cardinals at 27, it's a good pick. I'll give it an A-. At 28, Keon Coleman to the Chiefs. I think I had him going earlier in my last mock draft, only by a little bit though. And I had the Chiefs taking Brian Thomas Jr. But if Keon Coleman's available at 28, we know the Chiefs desperately need a wide receiver who can catch the ball. I'll give this one an A. It's a good pick for the Chiefs. Have not seen Cooper DeJean yet though. So, waiting a little bit. It's not going to be right here, man. Yep. Tyler Guyton at 29. once again, another guy I would take over Kingsley Suamataia for the Eagles, but whatever. Guyton's not a bad pick. It's a great pick actually for the Bills. I think I would possibly lean wide receiver here though. Obviously with a lot of guys going back to school, it's gotten a little slim. But Tyler Guyton, again, I mean, we saw the Eagles pick Suamataia at 22. Why can't Guyton go at 29? I'll give this one a B+. At 30, Quinyon Mitchell. Cooper DeJean still not going. Quinyon Mitchell is probably one of my favorite corners in this draft class. I could see him going in the teens. I can also see him dropping into the second, possibly in the third round. That sounds a little crazy, but you never know with these mid-major schools, especially with a team like Toledo. Not great competition, but all the attributes and intangibles are there for Quinyon Mitchell. It's a great pick to the Lions. I love the fit with Dan Campbell and Quinyon Mitchell. Perfect. I'd give this one, honestly, an A. It's a great pick. At 31, are we going to see Cooper DeJean to the 49ers? Probably not. It's probably going to be a tackle. No, we don't. We see Graham Barton, like I said, a tackle. Possibly a guard as well, but we'll see where he translates to the league. Barton is right now a certified first-round pick in my opinion. I really haven't seen him go anywhere in the second round, at least too much. I might have seen one or two. But for the most part, Graham Barton's been a first-round pick. So, it's a great pick for the 49ers, who need offensive lineman help, at least depth for the most part. Trent Williams is old. Let's go get someone else. And finally, at 32, we have the Ravens. So this could possibly be an edge, wide receiver, maybe corner. Cooper DeJean, maybe. I don't really see him going to the Ravens, though. Let's see. They finally give him Cooper DeJean. So, there you go. It's his 20th prospect, and it's his third-ranked corner, which, in my opinion, is not crazy at all. Falling to 32. Okay. Marlon Humphrey being injured obviously would propel them to taking a guy like Cooper DeJean. Marlon Humphrey not playing in the divisional round. So I guess we're probably going to see Nico Collins go for 200 yards instead of 150. But value-wise, I'll take it. I'll give this one an A. Reason it's not an A+, just because I probably would like to see them take someone else that's not a corner. Tez Walker would be interesting to me at 32. But yeah, that's the first round. I thought it was a pretty good draft, honestly. Aside from Kingsley Suamataia going at 22, obviously Cooper DeJean falling to 32. And anything else I want to pick out? Oh yeah, Byron Murphy over Johnny Newton. Really, as a Saints fan, don't know how I feel about that one. I definitely go Johnny Newton. Terran Arnold's going a little bit high in my opinion. Other than that, I guess Olu Fashanu dropping a little bit, but I think this is fairly reasonable. I mean, the way the draft has went in the top 9, you're telling me that Olu Fashanu can't drop to 10? It's definitely possible. But also good mock drafts. I liked a lot of these picks. So I think I am going to make my next mock draft. Today's Thursday. You know what? I'll drop it tomorrow. Yeah, I know what I just said. I said I was going to drop it tomorrow. I'm not going to end up doing that. I'm going to drop one after the divisional round. Then I'll drop one during Pro Bowl weekend. Then I'll drop my mock draft after Super Bowl. So we're going to have 3 more before the season ends. Just not tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for watching this video and see you next time. Peace.